1 month ago, I received an intriguing message asking if I would like to dance along the Silk Road. Had I known, I was going to be given just a few short days to learn an ancient Chinese dance and perform in front of a live theater audience. I would have thought twice. The plane ticket arrived with no itinerary, no hotel booking, and no packing list. Just a simple message: all will be provided.
Hi, good morning. Hello. Welcome to Dunhuang. Thank you. I'm Daisy. Daisy, Sabrina. Yeah.
I had no idea what was about to happen.
So, where are we going? Okay, Serena, in 4 days, you will give a perform about local dance before 2,000 people. Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of dance to do. So before that, we start at the local dance college. Wow, it's so big. Hello, ni hao. Hi. Hello, I'm Sabrina.
I have trained and worked most of my life as a dancer, but this is very different to anything I have performed before. There is a lot of control in the movement, similar to adagio in ballet, but with a lot more hips, flexed feet, and a variety of intricate finger positions. The head and arm coordination is also different from ballet and is challenging for me. After a 3-hour session with the students, I leave the college, check into my hotel, and am told to dress for an evening show.
Hello! Hello again!
1 hour later, Daisy and I hop back into the Jeep and head to the ancient sound of Dunhuang. Daisy explains how the interactive dance and musical performance brings stories from over 1,000 years ago back to life. They are stories I need to understand better before I can perform at the theater in just 3 days.
Oh my god! I'm awake! Good morning! I'm coming! Let me show you why Dunhuang is so important at that time. We talk about ancient time. So I will give a brief map.
Okay.
So we talk visit Europe,
Okay.
and that is India.
Oh, okay.
So they meet together, and the very important stop on the Silk Road. So this is a Dunhuang.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then they go to Xi'an at that time.
Ah,
Yes.
So
right.
the meeting point, right
Yes,
in the middle.
that's a totally very important main stop on the Silk Road, right?
Yes.
Daisy explains that Dunhuang had its first heyday in the late Tang Dynasty 1,500 years ago and continued to thrive up until the 13th century when ships became the preferred means of transport of goods to the West. Dunhuang was an oasis for the merchants who brought goods from west to east and back again, a refueling post from the hardship of the surrounding desert. As I make my way back down to the half-crescent lake, it is clear the city is having a renaissance thanks to the millions of tourists who visit every year. At the lake, I am greeted by the dancers I have rehearsed with from the college. It is time to dance.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118,
Daisy, what a morning we've had. Where could you possibly take me next?
Okay, so for you to learn more about Dunhuang dance, I will take you to another place, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Very
It's kind of a Chinese dance. It's very different from ballet dance,
Yes.
right? Sabrina, look at the statues.
I actually know that part.
Yes.
So,
Remember we talked about the flower posture?
Yes.
Yes.
this is the one we do where the
Uh-huh,
is in
yes.
the back.
Yes.
And then the arms. I know. We got
Right.
That is so cool.
Right.
So it's a combination of two of the postures I did in the dance.
Yes.
I love that.
The first Mogao caves were dug out over 1,600 years ago as places of Buddhist meditation and worship. Later, the caves became a place of pilgrimage, and caves continued to be built at the site until the 14th century. Daisy points out many scenes from the performance I had seen the night before. They are painted right there on the walls of the ancient caves.
So that is a Huxuan dance. Yeah, it's well known as rapid spins. You can see the dancer was spinning on a small rug.
Wow.
Yeah, so actually it was introduced from Central Asia.
Okay. So these were dancers in the show last night.
Yeah, so due to the Silk Road, it's like communication between the West and East along Silk Road 1,000 years ago. So that is dance you're going to perform about that.
Yes. From the show we saw
Yes,
last night.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
right, yeah.
It's all coming
Uh-huh,
together.
uh-huh.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I am so inspired. Centuries-old dances have been preserved on the walls of these caves for future generations to enjoy. I asked Daisy if we can invite the college dancers to come so I can try one of their routines. Within 90 minutes, they arrive with full hair, makeup, and costumes. At the end of the dance, the girls invite me to try some local foods at the Dunhuang night market. Over centuries, Dunhuang had developed a rich mix of foods from the Central Plains, the West, and Central Asia. After a change of clothes, I meet them on the busy street corner. We walk the crowded streets, tasting from the small stalls.
酱牛肉、烤牛肉、驴肉黄面、羊肉汤、羊杂汤、羊排、砂锅汤、挂羊腿、麦羊肉、没切荤的羊肉。男人越吃越给力，女人越吃越美丽。Very good, beautiful.
And occasionally sitting down for one delicious dish after another. I absolutely love the variety of lamb dishes. Plus, I really enjoy the local veggies, which I discover are some sort of shallot. It's hard to believe that these vegetables actually grow in the harsh conditions of the desert. Walking around the night market, a familiar song plays over the speaker system. And of course, we are eager to dance. Daisy drags me away before it gets too late. There is still much to learn in my crash course on Dunhuan dance. We set off early this morning to explore the Silk Road for ourselves and the Great Wall that was built to protect it. I'm excited to see the Great Wall for the first time, but Daisy insists we stop at a square structure in the middle of the desert beforehand.
Oh, so this is an office in Han Dynasty about 2,000 years ago. Remember the guy?
An office?
Yes, who will sign you a passport and you can go further.
Ah, okay, passport control.
Yeah, passport control.
Even back then they had that.
Yeah.
As the Silk Road was established as a route to move goods between the East and the West, it became necessary to protect the traders who traveled along it. Here there is little to see of the wall, but this one gate remains that controlled the trade and transportation from Xi'an, China's capital at the time, through the Central Plains out to the west. Daisy tells me we have to drive another 10 minutes to see a part of the Great Wall that still remains.
So, this is a Han Wall.
The Great Wall of China.
Uh-huh.
Get out.
So,
It's very different
Uh-huh.
though, than the one I had in my head.
yes, when we talk about walls, a lot of people may think about the Ming Wall. But actually, the wall is much earlier than Ming Wall. It's about 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
Right.
So older than
Uh-huh.
than the
Yes,
one
which
out of
means we
Beijing.
have a lot of walls in China. Right. Yes. So the Ming Wall was made of the stones, but
Okay.
Han Wall was totally around earth, right? Uh-huh. So it's for protect the Silk Road.
Daisy suggests we go a little further into the desert to get a feel for what it must have been like for the traders who carried their goods along the Silk Road 2,000 years ago. The rock formations along the route, formed 700,000 years ago, are now preserved as a UNESCO National Park. I asked Daisy if we can stop. I need to stretch my legs. It is getting late, and Daisy still has one more surprise in store for me. As we drive back from the park, she asks the driver to pull over, and she begins setting off into the desert on foot. I'm so intrigued.
Sabrina,
Yeah.
I got a surprise for you.
Another one?
Let's go camping.
No way.
Okay, to get there, we need a special transport.
What do you mean?
I will show you. Let's go.
Daisy tells me that to really understand the Silk Road, we have to experience a camel journey and a night under the stars. Crossing the desert is tough, very tough, and I am able to experience it firsthand. After setting up camp, I sit down with Daisy to discuss our journey thus far.
I really enjoyed the Dunhuan dance a lot more than I expected to.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different to ballet. Everything's the opposite.
Yeah. So what about tomorrow's show?
I'm very nervous.
Mhm.
It's the stakes are high because you're in the theater
Yeah.
environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be around everyone else that is in the show
Yeah.
every day doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I am nervous for that,
Mhm.
but also as a dancer, I love that
that thrill and
Yeah.
that high you get from
Right,
a
yeah.
performance. So
Mhm.
I think that will, in the end, I better succeed. And then I know will bring me a lot of joy. As the desert winds pick up and our tent begins to shake, I have so much respect for the travelers along the Silk Road years ago. I am beginning to understand why Dunhuan, the oasis along the Silk Road, was so important to the traders that made these long journeys. The next morning, we rise at dawn with sand clinging to everything in our desert camp. We pack up our tent and head for the theater. It is nearly showtime. Daisy has prepared me well. Although only a small part, I feel it is much more than just a few fancy steps in front of an audience. I am playing my small part in bringing the murals on the Mogao Caves back to life. The dances that developed through the merging of cultures along an ancient Silk Road and preserved as paintings on the cave walls are coming back to life. And so the city is once again full of people from all over the world coming to marvel at the costumes, the colors, and the dances in this oasis at the edge of the Gobi Desert. Really, this has been a trip of a lifetime. Thank you so much.
And this is your last stop. So we said Dunhuang, a place that appeals to all hearts. I hope you really enjoy your trip and your show.
That's so special. I will keep this in my heart forever.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
These past 4 days have been such an education for me as a dancer. Beyond learning the choreography of an ancient dance, I've immersed myself in the history, culture, and cuisine of Dunhuan, sharing these treasures with its people. Dunhuan is a magical place, and I hope to come back one day.